Hey guys, today I want to talk about the exact macros that Larry Scott took in during his bulking. Now, for all of you who don't know who Larry Scott is, let me just tell you, he is the OG. Literally the very first person to win a Mr. Olympia, okay? He won in 65 and 66. He was, I think, 27 and 28 years old at the time. He's the first IFBB pro to have 20-inch arms. He's the first IFBB pro to be literally crowned champion because he didn't get any money. Everybody else got a cash prize except for him. He just got his crown. He's also the only person to compete in Mr. Olympia and to not be defeated. He went straight in twice, won both of them, and retired. So, but like I said, though, at 5'7", he was 205 pounds competition weight and had 20-inch arms. So that's enough to be interested in what his bulking diet was. But what's really interesting for the people who follow this channel is probably that it was a low-carb bulking. Now, considering that he ate low-carb, high-fat, high-protein, even while bulking, it's not surprising to hear that he trained with Vince Gironda. He was probably the most famous and the most successful of Vince Gironda's students. And his diet advisor was actually Rio Blair. Rio Blair, for those of you who don't know who he is the first guy to come up with a usable protein powder. Back then, Joe Weider was selling soy protein powder, which was like useless, and he came up with the first milk and egg protein powder. It's the first protein powder that actually worked. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what his macros were. He had 3 protein beverages a day, okay? They consisted of 2/3 of a cup of Rio Blair's protein powder, a cup of heavy cream, and a cup of whole milk. Now, first of all, it's interesting to know that what's sold today as half and half is not half milk and half cream, because I compared the macros of 1 cup heavy cream and 1 cup whole milk to 2 cups of half and half, and they weren't the same. So while calculating these macros, I calculated exactly 1 cup heavy cream and 1 cup whole milk. And what we came up with was, for every shake, it was about 59 grams of protein, 38 grams of carbs, 97 grams of fat, 1,239 calories. Now remember, that is per shake, and he had 3 of those a day. He also had 3 real food meals a day. They consisted of lean meat and cottage cheese. Now, I didn't know exactly what or exactly how much meat he ate, so I just took 8 ounces of outside round steak, and for the cottage cheese, I just used 1 cup of full-fat, small-curd cottage cheese. And what we came up with per meal was 74 grams of protein, 8 grams of carbs, 22 grams of fat, 541 calories. And like I said, he had 3 of these real food meals a day as well. So, he also had per day 3 eggs, and they said they were eaten either raw or in the Rio Blair style, which is apparently like a really soft boiled egg. So 3 large eggs a day would be an additional 19 grams of protein, 1.2 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat, and another 222 calories. For a grand total for the entire day of 420 grams of protein, 141 grams of carbs, and 375 grams of fat, to make up 5,562 calories. That is a lot. But like I said, this guy was extremely muscular because he was 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed 205 in contest shape, lean shape, okay? I figured out what his macro ratios were, was 30% protein, 10% carbs, and 60% fat, which is interesting because it seems like so much carbohydrates, but it still comes down to just 10% because of the sheer number of calories that he's taking in. Now, considering his lean weight of 205 pounds, I figured out that he was taking approximately 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight and 27 calories per pound of lean body weight. And like I said, the guy had a 29-inch waist and 20-inch arms. So he was extremely muscular, but also at the same time extremely lean when you consider he only was 5 feet 7 inches tall. Like I said, for the people who say you cannot bulk with just fat and protein without carbohydrates, that is obviously not true. I mean, he's taking in massive amounts of protein, massive amounts of total calories, and also something that I've noticed is the more fat that I take in, the higher my testosterone goes. Okay, my strength increases, my libido increases. I could just tell that my testosterone goes up when I increase the amount of fat that I take in. And for the people who are going to say that it's unhealthy to eat this much, the fact of the matter is he died at 75 years old from complications of Alzheimer's. So for those of you who think, oh, I eat carbohydrates, so I'm going to live for a long time and because I have a healthy diet of ho-hos and cheesy poofs, well, good luck with that. I really doubt that you're going to live longer than some of these golden era high fat, high protein, low carb diet guys.